On the 25th of March, Sean Diddy Combs' homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided by investigators from Homeland Security and the federal government.
We're seeing a new glimpse into the raids of hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles home. The mother of Diddy's son recently released this footage to her Instagram page as she slammed federal agents, accusing them of using militarized force against her son. Then the video shows Diddy's son Christian with his hands in the air, pressed against a wall, then handcuffed. Diddy's son Justin then appears with his hands on his head. The agents then appear to take him down a hallway.
The incident was going live on CNN while the renowned hip-hopper was in his private jet. Calling himself a bad boy for life, Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy and Puff Diddy, has gone from an iconic rapper and record mogul credited with helping launch the careers of some of the biggest stars in the musical world in recent years, to being an alleged criminal with a long list of crimes and lawsuits to his name. Today, we'll take a look at what's latest on Puff Diddy's crime lawsuits and how they have affected his reputation. The raids were part of an ongoing investigation of recent accusations involving sex trafficking, narcotics, and firearms against the musical icon. So far, 5 lawsuits have been issued against Diddy, including the Cassandra Ventura case from November 2023, in which she claims to have been physically and sexually abused throughout her relationship with Sean Combs. Still, he seems to be denying all allegations by making various statements in his defense. I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character and destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth, he said in December. Diddy's attorney, Aaron Dyer, has also been defending him and seems very confident in his statements. He responded soon after the raids, calling it a gross overuse of military-level force. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name, he said. The situation recently gained heat as long-standing accusations of violence against Combs were brought to the public's attention once again. Over the years, these led to many brands cutting ties with him, and were also a major factor in the cancellation of his reality show, which was planned to air on Hulu. 2 other women, Liza Gardner and Joy Dickerson-Neal, have filed a lawsuit against him, stating that they both were sexually assaulted by Combs in 1990 and 1991, respectively. Combs promptly released a statement in retaliation denying all reports of violence, calling them sickening allegations made by individuals looking for a quick payday. Jane Doe also made a statement claiming to have had a similar experience with Combs when she was 17. But Combs' attorneys filed a motion just a few hours ago to dismiss all of her claims as well. But as if these accusations weren't enough, musical producer Rodney Jones Jr. also filed a suit against Diddy in February, stating that he was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs. Combs' lawyer commented on this accusation, calling Jones nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. Further stating that, we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Diddy's long list of alleged crimes and lawsuits actually began all the way back in the 90s. During the 90s music rivalry, he was accused of the assassinations of 2 of his competitors, Tupac and Biggie. An article was aired after Tupac's death, comprising his last words, which clearly suggested the involvement of Diddy and Biggie in his demise. Biggie was also assassinated soon after, and while these cases remain unsolved even after 20 years, that's where all the Combs crime drama originated. When asked to comment, this was Diddy's response.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect. But
despite media speculation, neither Combs nor any of his family members were arrested during the raids or otherwise, and his ability to travel freely wasn't restricted. With no full solid proof to go on, he isn't set for execution yet, which of course doesn't mean that everything has been proven wrong. As news of the raids spreads like fire, the celebrities who attended his parties and colleagues he made famous have been mostly silent. Many of these people declined to comment when asked about the current situation. I can't help but think that there are a lot of people who at least had some clue as to what was going on and that they've chosen to protect him, says culture critic Jamila Lemieux. Money will go a long way in terms of protecting you. If you can pay people for their silence, you can get away with a lot. On the contrary, Combs' attorney said he views these lawsuits as a money grab. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for accusers who attempt to smear him. But as much as Combs' attorneys are hard at work trying to find and turn everything they can in his favor, things seem just to keep piling up, and they do not look to slow down anytime soon. There have been more and more accusations, this time involving the handling and dealing of drugs. On the day Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were being raided, he was spotted outside Miami Airport only hours after the police there arrested Brendan Paul for drug possession. Paul has been described as Diddy's mule in previous lawsuits. Someone used to get drugs and guns. To make matters worse, many of Diddy's colleagues, friends, and co-workers have also been accused of being involved in various crimes, including his son, who was claimed to have sexually harassed a woman in December of 2022. It's clear that while the current investigations are being conducted at a civil level, they could very well turn into criminal investigations if further evidence is discovered. As former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani believes, an arrest may be just around the corner. He clearly says that while Diddy and his lawyers may have a few things up their sleeves to handle the situation appropriately, they are held against the biggest authorities here, which means that this isn't going to be an easy way out for them, he states.
Diddy is in a world of hurt. He's being prosecuted likely by the most prestigious prosecution office in the country in the Southern District of New York. And a federal judge had to sign off on not one, but 2 search warrants of his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. And of course, we know that there are several civil lawsuits against him. And when there's smoke, there's fire.
Nima further emphasizes the dangers that this situation poses to other celebrities, especially those who attended Diddy's famous white parties, were allegedly involved in many of his wrongdoings, and have their names mentioned in various case filings. Calling these consequences very damaging, he states.
And this may end up being a Jeffrey Epstein type situation. Diddy is a rich and powerful celebrity who rubs shoulders with other celebrities. So their reputations may be tarnished just by being friends with Diddy or being at his home or his other events. And if they actually participated in this sexual activity, like some of these lawsuits allege.
Following many controversies and public pressure, Cuba Gooding Jr. clearly had something to do with the Rodney case, as the lawsuit filing had a picture of him, apparently sitting in a very close proximity to the victim, who accused him of not just being a witness, but also of being heavily involved in the incident. Very recently came on a podcast and made some statements regarding the situation and his involvement in it. He said,
I think whatever he's dealing with, he's on his journey, man. I think that God has got him on a path where I can't imagine that he's stupid enough to do whatever he's doing and keep it on his premises. I think that the raid and all of that stuff, only time will tell who was involved, who had been a frequent guest in these places and areas. It's funny because my lawyers said, every outlet in the world wants to talk to you. And again, I'm not defining myself from some headline in the press. So I stayed quiet.
He's clearly trying to distance himself from the situation while suggesting that he knows something about Diddy. Andy, the host of a very famous podcast, Popcorn World, recently made a statement where he said that the public just can't get enough of this case. He said,
I think people don't like powerful people getting away with things. And I think this is an example of someone who's starting to smell a little fishy, and people are sick of it. A lot of people are struggling out there. They're trying to figure out how to pay the rent. And this billionaire is now declaring a witch hunt. Sorry.
Combs, Diddy, as a producer and rapper, rose to be an influential figure in music, media, and fashion. He was the first person to combine the worlds of hip-hop, business, and luxury, and his fashion label became known for high-end menswear. Promoting various brands and hosting various white parties, he was always at the top of the chain. And even though not as influential and renowned as he was in the 90s, he still has his fair share of admirers and fans. It's still unknown whether these lawsuits are legit or just collective, well-thought-out attempts by people to tarnish his legacy and reputation in hopes of getting paid. While he's still roaming freely, he's clearly not well off, not after what he has gotten himself into. And people, it seems, are hungry for justice. Remember to subscribe or else Diddy will be coming for you too. As always, stay safe out there.